Separation is one of the quietest pains a marriage can experience. It doesn't always come with shouting or dramatic endings. Sometimes it arrives softly, through distance, through silence, through two people sharing a history, but no longer sharing a heart. If you are listening to this, chances are you are standing in that space, a space where the vows still exist, but the connection feels broken, where love hasn't died, but it has been deeply wounded. Marriage separation feels like grief. You grieve what was, you grieve what you hoped would be, and you grieve the version of yourself that once believed things would always be okay. But today, we are talking about restoration, not denial, not pretending nothing happened, but healing. That makes room for something new to grow, because separation does not always mean the end. Sometimes it is the beginning of truth. Most marriages do not break overnight. They fracture slowly. It starts with unmet expectations, unspoken needs, repeated disappointments that were never addressed. One partner feels unseen, the other feels unappreciated. Communication turns into criticism or silence. Life pressures add weight. Finances, children, extended family, past trauma, and eventually, love feels heavy. Separation often happens not because love is gone, but because pain became louder than affection. Some separations are chosen for safety, some for emotional survival, some out of exhaustion. And here is the truth many don't say out loud. Separation is not always rebellion. Sometimes it is a cry for help. Separation affects more than the relationship. It affects identity. You begin to question yourself. What did I miss? What did I do wrong? Was I ever truly loved? Loneliness settles in even when people are around, because the one person you expected to be there isn't. There is shame, especially in faith communities. Shame that whispers, you failed. But separation does not mean failure. It means something was broken that needed attention. Emotionally, this season can bring anger, sadness, regret, and confusion all at once. And yet, it is also a season where clarity begins to form. Marriage restoration does not start with reunion. It starts with personal restoration. You cannot heal a marriage with a broken sense of self. This is the season to reflect honestly, not to blame, but to understand. Ask yourself, what patterns did I bring into this marriage? How did I respond to conflict? Where did I grow silent instead of speaking truth? Restoration requires humility, the courage to face your own flaws without self-hatred. This is where healing begins. Prayer becomes personal, not prayers to control outcomes, but prayers for wisdom, growth, and peace. Faith does not promise instant restoration. It promises guidance through the process. Faith teaches patience when emotions demand urgency. Faith teaches forgiveness when pride demands revenge. Restoration by faith is not passive. It is active obedience. It means choosing peace over bitterness, growth over resentment, healing over denial. Faith reminds you that hearts can change, but change requires time. Sometimes God uses separation to remove distractions, so healing can finally take place. Forgiveness is not pretending pain didn't happen. It is choosing not to let pain control your future. True restoration requires accountability, apologies without excuses, changed behavior, not just words. Trust is rebuilt slowly, through consistency, through honesty, through respect for boundaries. Some couples rush reunion, but restoration rushed is often restoration reversed. Healing takes time. Communication during separation must be intentional, not emotional dumping, not manipulation, not pressure. Healthy communication sounds like listening to understand, not to win. It respects boundaries. It values honesty without cruelty. Sometimes counseling becomes the bridge, a neutral space where truth can exist safely. Restoration thrives where communication is safe. When both partners choose healing, something powerful happens. Conversations become softer, defensiveness lowers, hope re-enters the room. Restoration doesn't recreate the old marriage. It builds a new one with clearer expectations, healthier boundaries, deeper emotional awareness. This kind of marriage is intentional, not perfect, but purposeful. Not every separation ends in reunion, and that truth must be handled gently. Restoration also means accepting outcomes with peace, knowing you did your part, knowing you chose healing over bitterness. Sometimes the greatest restoration is internal, and that still matters. If you are in separation today, remember this: you are not forgotten, your pain is not invisible, and your story is not over. Whether restoration comes through reunion or renewal of self, healing is possible. Broken does not mean finished. Subscribe for more real marriage stories and faith-based healing after we do.